The title of this video may sound more controversial than it really is, but the truth is the city of New Orleans measured Soulja Slim's character and lifestyle to Tupac because he was the epitome of what real was at that time. And just like Pac, Soulja Slim was known for speaking his mind and being the live wire we all saw in the video of him at his studio. And although there's many similarities, Pac and Slim were not the same.
The background of the two people are totally different. My daddy really grew up on heroin and dope and coke, going to jail for murders, you see what I'm saying?
I think Soulja Slim, when they say he the Tupac of New Orleans, I don't believe that. I think Soulja Slim is the of New Orleans.
Two sides to Tupac, the wonderful side and the not so wonderful.
Soulja, New Orleans Tupac.
And he definitely was the New Orleans Tupac.
He was our Tupac.
There's no disrespect when I say this, but Pac wasn't my daddy type of level. Like,
and I don't think he was the Tupac of New Orleans. I think he was the James Tapp. I think he was the Soulja Slim of New Orleans.
It be straight from the street. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep it real, gonna be straight from the street. This is where, you know what I'm saying, this is where I started it right here, and this is where I'm gonna finish it.
I wish Soulja Slim would have stayed out the way a little more. I wish he would have recognized that he was on his way. Because once you recognize you're on your way, you stay out the way.
Soulja Slim gets killed.
That hurt the whole city, man.
I feel like New Orleans should have protected him a little better.
I guess he was killed like in front of his mother's house.
Yep, right. And on a lawn or some shit like that.
If his mama lived in Gentilly, I would have moved my mama to Chalmette, Violet, Slidell. I would have stayed out the way.
Everybody knew what Slim was, right? Everybody knew where he laid his head at.
Yeah. Say, bruh, you come to Violet, them police don't play. You come to Chalmette, them police don't play. You go to Slidell, the police don't play. Ain't no killers from New Orleans with straps in the car driving no fucking Slidell because they know them people don't play. Still, I wish Soulja would have recognized he was on his way to stay out the way. And I wish Pac would have not been gangbanging and would have stuck to his revolutionary ways a little more. Because Pac died gangbanging. Pac would have still been here if he wasn't gangbanging.
Hey, have a good summer.
And this real gangster shit you dealing with here, bitch ass. Oh, hold up, bitch ass nigga.
The more Soulja would have grew, he would have evolved. He was about 24. He died in 2003.
Yeah, and just like Pac, he had that impact on the world, and them ain't even getting to their prime yet. No, it ain't even close to their prime.
I think Soulja Slim, when they say he the Tupac of New Orleans, I don't believe that. I think Soulja Slim is Soulja of New Orleans.
Two sides to Tupac, the wonderful side and the not so wonderful.
Soulja, New Orleans Tupac.
Slim was my dude, man, you know, and he definitely was the New Orleans Tupac.
You kind of referred to him as the Tupac of New Orleans.
No doubt.
You know, he was our Tupac. He was the Tupac of New Orleans, and not only New Orleans, all the surrounding areas.
Pac, airman, and there's no disrespect when I say this, but Pac wasn't my daddy type of level. Like,
and I don't think he was the Tupac of New Orleans. I think he was the James Tapp. I think he was the Soulja Slim of New Orleans. He was his own person. I hate when people say that he's the Tupac of New Orleans. I never knew a Tupac of New Orleans. Tupac was the Tupac of the West Coast. James Tapp, Soulja Slim is the Soulja Slim of New Orleans.
the background of the two people are totally different. Pac didn't have that background. My daddy really grew up on heroin and dope and coke, you know what I'm saying, in the streets, 13, 14, 15 years old, going to jail for murders, you see what I'm saying? His background was totally different than a person like Tupac.
Some people are just uncomparable, and Soulja Slim and Tupac was those people.
Say, bro, what do you think if Pac and Slim would have met? How that shit would have been? That's beautiful, right? The thought of that shit is beautiful, right?
That just sounds sensational. Cause they both had they was ready for war. They was ready for war. So them coinciding with each other, that shit would have been sensational.
That shit would, wow. Say, Chop, who else would you like to hear on the track with Soulja Slim and Tupac?
I'ma always say Mac.
We used to laugh till the sun tapped out on the night shift. Now the smiles all fade like it's chalk on the nightstick.
I would have liked to hear Mac, Nas, Soulja, and Pac on one track. That would have been ooh.
That's too powerful, bro. That's too revolutionary. That's too much wordplay.
You know, you remember back in the G, they used to say Mac was the Nas of New Orleans.
Right.
But Mac was the Mac of New Orleans because Nas is the Nas of New York. You understand? So that's why, like, I did a song with Mac, which was a blessing. I'm on his album as well. That's coming. When I sat down with Mac, bro, like, I always looked up to Ron. You know, I always idolized him. My Greyhound trips was Slow Your Roll and You Dig My Brother and these songs, you know. And Mac, he impacted me a little different than a lot of artists.
And we only come together when somebody dies. And we seem to hate it when somebody rise. Caskets closed like doors in the shootout. The right way is gone, wrong is the new route.
Your whole run, from the start to the finish, as far as, you know, Bad Boy and you linking with Bad Boy, the band and everything. You ever seek any counseling or any or even feel that it's necessary to have some type of therapy behind the whole episode?
To be honest with you, bruh, I think I know what you really want to ask me. Do I regret it? And sometimes I regret prioritizing people who I gave practically hundreds of thousands of dollars to, for them to not even pay back a dime. And at this time, I'm headlining in front of Chris Brown and the Trey Songz and watch these people surpass me. You dig? I mean, I love it. You dig? Because I was there. And I regret it because I'm like, damn, I could have been there. You dig? I deserve to be there. It was never about Chopper Young City talent. It was about Chopper Young City decision making.
Chop, wait a minute. That's major as fuck, bro. You said you was headlining Trey Songz and Chris Brown.
Definitely. Like, to this day, like, one of my best friends in the world is Chris Brown, regardless of what. Because when Chris Brown was coming up, you did, like, Pat, my security, ended up becoming his security. My manager ended up becoming his manager. You know, so a lot of what I had with Bad Boy South, courtesy of the Katrina situation, Chris Brown took on my team and built up everything he had going on with practically my team, Tina Davis, and he basically ran with the team that I had, courtesy of me saying, you heard me, fuck all this here, fuck this career shit, I'm going to take care of my people, I'm going to handle this Katrina shit. He took on my whole little and ran with it. So that's why I'm always going to be proud and happy for Chris Brown, bruh. It's because, you know, it was times, like all the little holes and all, like I used to knock them down, little Chris Brown. That's for real, my partner. Yeah, that's my dog. That's my dog. You dig? And I'm just proud of him. You know. But to get to the point of what I'm saying, you know, I regret it. I could have just, I don't know what I could have done, Wayne, bruh. But I could have done better than what I did. Instead of saying fuck all this and all that, I probably should have stayed my ass on the road.
Damn, bro, you left that and just to make it clear to the people, you left that situation to be a part of the Katrina situation.
I did. And to my name at that time, I had probably about like 300,000-400,000 in my account. When that shit was said and done, I was left with about 70,000-80,000. And instead of going to the A, like everybody in New Orleans, and going to H-Town, I went to the Bay with 80,000 in my name. I had to go figure it out all over again. That shit, the Bay turned me into a pimp and all types of shit that I never would have thought I would have been, you know? Get this. I lived a long life, son. A long life. And I done things that I can't blame nobody for. Just like Did It. I'm not comparing myself, you know, to Did It, but, you know, you can shoot him down. You can criticize him and crucify him. But once the man get out of the situation, he has $1 billion mind, brother. He gonna get it all over again, because you can't take his mind from him. You can't take Chopper Young City mind from him. It's nothing for me to get it all over again. It's because you can't take my mindset. And my mindset is a value, a multi-million-dollar mindset. I'm gonna get it all over again.
You put me in the spirit of part of your story puts me in the spirit of DMX. You ever met DMX?
Of course. You want to know a little funny little story, son?
Yes, sir.
I never in my life, to this day, ever seen somebody perform rap-wise and made me shed a tear. DMX is the only person that I ever shed a tear with that I've seen perform in my entire life, brother. My entire life. And I met DMX, and he was a good dude, you dig? And he had a great heart. And to me, just my opinion, maybe it's addiction, brother, but it was really going to jail and you did really losing himself is kind of how he truly lost himself and passed and transitioned. But I believe if DMX would have had somebody around him who truly loved him and kept him on track, DMX would have been the biggest ever, even though, you know, he's the biggest ever. Rest in peace to one of the greats, bro. For real.